Hey, hey, Blue Table fans! It's time. It's time for a Warhammer 40k 6th edition bat rep. I know it's been really difficult to go 2 weeks no 40k bat rep. It's been pretty brutal. Newsflash, I'm working on making this a little more automated, so won't that be nice? So you can get your fix. Get your fix, because when you're on junkie time, the clock crawls. So does your skin. Okay, let's move on. So we're doing a 1,500 point battle, and let me tell you, making a 1,500 point list is pretty hard. It's going to the candy shop on a budget, because you cannot get all of the candy that you want. And I know I couldn't. I'm playing Studio Laboratory Experiment Nids, and Ren... What's up? Ren is playing Blood Angels. Yep. And before we launch into his thing, back to me, please. Blue Table Painting is an art studio where you have your models assembled and painted. We can also acquire your models for you. And we also make terrain and are currently looking for a terrain maker if you want to throw your hat in the ring for that. We have a few local people already on simmer for that one. And we also do events called Valhalla, which I will get into later. And we also trade in your old army, and we have a ton of new armies and secondhand models that you can make your army with. How does all of this tie together? It's very simple. We want you at a gorgeous table full of awesome terrain with your friend and an awesome, that's right, Ren's your friend. An awesomely painted army that you love, and food. That's Valhalla. So let's start with Ren. Ren, tell us all about your army. I am ready to hear it. So, in fact, I'm going to come around this way so we can see it. You can see it a little bit better.
It's actually my first game of 6th edition, so sorry if I screw anything up, but that's right. The models I got right now. And,
okay.
Getting it into 1,500 point army actually this will be a lot of fun. I do kind of know how it works, so.
Okay.
Let's give you some breakdown.
It's not overly different. Yeah, I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 units here plus heroes.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, can you hold on just a second? Okay, what do you got?
All right, so we actually got 2 assault squads, each of them 10
okay.
Full.
And a sanguinary priest?
Yes,
then?
and a sanguinary priest for each of the 2 assault squads.
Okay, so here's the other one over here. Mm-hmm. All right, so all I got to do is take those guys out and I'm good.
And then a 7-man strong unit of Death Company,
okay.
With jump packs. Got Lamartus.
Okay, I'm ready.
This one has a power weapon, thunder hammer, and this one has an Infernus pistol.
Okay, I'm ready.
And then I have Astaroth. That's my Countess Astaroth model.
Right.
And then I have a librarian. He has a bolt pistol.
Right. Fantastic.
This game. I'd get rid of my one Infernus pistol to get in the 1,500 points. And
that's it.
Yeah, that's
so I'm looking at those guys and I'm thinking crunchy on the outside, chewy on the inside, basically.
Yeah,
all right.
I'm nervous.
So you don't even know your objective because we haven't rolled the missions and everything yet. Okay, time for the Tyranids. This is 1,500 points of Nids, and what I have is a Hive Tyrant with 2 Tyrant Guard for my HQ. For troops, I have 3 units of 10 Gene Stealers each with Brood Lords, no upgrades. 2 units of 10 Gargoyles for screen, and 2 units of 10 Termagants each for objective taking and also screening, and a Parasite of a Doom of Malantai, and 5 Shreks. So my strategy is simple: overwhelm the foe with firepower, and hopefully not take too many casualties as I run up. But see, the thing with Ren's army is he's not worried about that. He's like, come on, I'm ready. And I might just be outmaneuvered. So I've got to take my throwaway units, tie them up, and then charge in with my heavy hitters. So I have quite a bit of dancing to do, whereas Rin only really has to coordinate 3 units. And that's going to be a toughie, but we have yet to roll the objectives in the game.
All right, Ren here. So before we do deployment, I have to roll for the psychic powers. Now I chose to do 2 rolls on the charts, and I chose telepathy for both of the rolls for my librarian. So what we do is for every warp charge power you have, which is you get 1 per mastery level. And
So what's the mastery level of the librarian?
2.
Okay.
It's mastery level 2. So I'm rolling 2 dice on the chart. There are 7 powers. One was a Primaris power, which you can defer to this roll if you don't like the dice rolls for the other 2 dice. You can't roll the same one, so you won't get 2 3s. So I'm going to do the dice roll. And I got a 4 and a 1. So my options, I can't do 2, 3, 5, or 6. So 1 is Dominate, which that's a malediction, and target a single enemy unit within 24 inches. Whilst the power is in effect, the target unit must pass a leadership test each time it attempts to move, shoot, run, or declare a charge. Test is failed, the action is forfeit, and the unit can do nothing that phase. And then number 4 is Terrify. That's also a malediction. It targets a single enemy unit within 24 inches. The target receives no benefit from the fear special rule and treats all enemy units as having the fear special rule for the power's duration. Now, you get Primaris power, which is Psychic Scream. It's like the Doom power, but Witchfire, which means you just target a unit with it. And you use it within 12 inches, roll 3d6 and subtract the target's leadership. The target unit suffers a number of wounds equal to the result. Armor and cover saves cannot be taken, you can take invulnerable saves. Now I could combo Dominate and Terrify, but I'll probably just go with Psychic Shriek and Terrify, because he has, what's the anti-thing, it's Warp?
Shadow in the Warp.
Shadow in the Warp. He has Shadow in the Warp, so it'd be a little bit more difficult for me to cast spells. I'm probably not going to go with the combo. I'm just going to do Psychic Shriek and Terrify. And that is what I got for Psychic powers.
Okay, thank you, Rin. Now I have deployed everybody except for my infiltrators. Infiltrators? Is that like infiltrators? Okay, 3 10-man squads with Broodlords is what I have there. And here's my deployment. I've got Termagants, a flock of Gargoyles, my Shrikes here, flock of Gargoyles, some more Termagants over here. Basically, I'm just going to run up and make them peel me off of this objective. Now, there's a couple of notable things here. Rin's going to have an uphill battle, and here's why. Because he only has 2 scoring units, right?
Well,
the 2 assault squads.
Squad.
Okay, 4 if you, yeah, that's going to be a problem. So anyway, it is that, but I'm down because you get an extra point in the scourging for every fast attack that you kill. And you have no fast attack, right?
No, I don't.
And I have 3 fast attack, 2 of which are very weak, the Gargoyles. So in a way, I can't just throw, the Gargoyles just went from being a useful unit to throw away to don't throw that unit away. But there are a lot of, there's like 20 points possible here, and guess what I found? This is the 3. No, this is a 2. Sorry, this is a 2. I got the 4 sitting right over here, nice and cozy. That's a
3.
A 3. This is 2 right here. Yep, 2.
That's a 1.
That's a 1, and then this is the last 3 over here. So if you add up the ones closest to me, I have a 3, a 2, and a 4, and that's 9 out of the 16 points.
3, 1, and
so slightly better, but it is going to be tough because of those fast attack choices. But I do believe fast attack are also scoring units. So yeah, that is correct. So my 3 fast attack choices are scoring unit. So Rin has 2, possibly 4 scoring units. Are you going to combat squad? Because now's the time to pick. Okay, great. Now that'll make those units a little easier to fight them, but but does give him 4 scoring units, and I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scoring units, albeit 4 of them are very weak. The Termagants are like 50 points each. So Rin's going to go ahead and set up next. Okay, talk about your deployment.
So here's my deployment. First of all, these guys actually aren't there. They're in reserve.
Okay.
Deep strike.
Deep strike reserve.
Yes, deep strike.
Because in 6th Ed, you got to ask that.
Yes.
Okay, because regular reserve would be they come in from your table edge.
Yeah, they
okay,
are
so
deep
who do you have and where? Is
All
this
right.
where they actually are?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, tell why you put them so far back.
Because I'm going to let him make the first move. Because I'm more maneuverable. Yeah, he's got the gargoyles, but everything else in mine's more maneuverable. So I'm going to react to see what Sean does.
And think about this. He can go 12 inches and run in the first turn. So he could be over here all of a sudden, or he could be over there all of a sudden. So, there's that. Now, in my deployment, I actually did something to counter that. You have to consider, I'm not trying to move my whole force one direction or another, right? In fact, he's so maneuverable, well, okay, but he can't bring a lot of strength to bear in one place unless he keeps his whole force together. So basically, I put my heavy hitters right in the middle to in a way, counter that. And quite frankly, I think this is going to be the bloodbath zone right here. Especially since this is the 4-pointer there. Is this a 2-pointer right here? Yeah, that's 2. And this is a 3, I'm pretty sure, right?
We got the most points on this.
So yeah, a 4, a 2, and a 3 is 9 points. That's over half the points. Okay, so anyway, all right, Steve, do you want to steal the initiative?
Oh, yeah, I'd like to try it. Why not?
Okay, that's nothing. It would have required a 6.
Yes.
And we are on to game turn 1. Oh, no, wait, I need to deploy my infiltrators. Oh, no. You know what? You should roll again after that. Because if I knew you didn't have it, then I would deploy differently. So we'll give it another. All right. So to deploy infiltrators, you can deploy up to 12. You have to be 12 inches away from enemy models if you're also out of sight. So the thing I have to consider. So for example, I could deploy a unit of Gene Stealers here, but this unit could just run in and attack them if they wanted to. But that's actually okay and in fact, I'm going to do that. Okay, so through this elevated thing that gives me a little bit of hiding back here, and that's this here's 12 inches, so I'm 12 inches away. Now you can deploy within 18 inches and even in plain sight. So basically, as long as I'm 18 inches away, I can put my Gene Stealers wherever I please. Okay, so I have a unit of Gene Stealers infiltrating here, and infiltrating over here. Other than these guys, which are kind of on the edge, I'm hoping to make them into troublemakers. Like he'll have to come deal with me, or I will be notably into this area of the board, certainly by turn 3. There is some nice cover up here, but the new cover rules do make it a little difficult to get that cover save all around on your unit. All right, so now roll for steal the initiative. Still nothing. Okay, great. We are going to leave off for today. Rin will be back tomorrow to where we can actually play our game. Yeah, and I have to tip my hat to Rin because he's been a real sport. He's waded through at least one meeting where I was drawn away. So thank you very much for coming. Thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Want to remind you that we are here to assemble and paint your figures. We want you to have the best wargaming experience ever with painted models, terrain, and yeah, I kind of petered out there, didn't I? Don't worry, I'll get better at it. Laugh it up. Laugh it up now. I'll be awesome at it later. See, I was going to say a friend, but but we don't sell friends here. So wouldn't that be great? That'd be like 8-foot battle foam. You know, the person they open pay us to be your friend.
Yeah, we'll talk to you.
That'd be awesome. Oh, that's right. That's right. It's like, how's it going?